Now on 4 News Now at 6, families are out and taking advantage of our warmer weather. But so are criminals. The simple things you can do now to lower your chances of a house or car burglary.
I'm tracking plenty of sun and a steady warm-up on the way. I'll show you how hot it's going to get where you live in the First Alert forecast.
Hitting the road or the water this summer, hundreds of RVs and campers caught fire in Washington last year. We'll show you the quick safety checks that could be life-saving. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. Well, from days on the lake to hitting one of the beautiful hiking trails across the inland Northwest, families are out taking advantage of our summer weather. But there is a dark side to our sunny days. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Derek Dice has the night off. We spoke to Spokane police today, who say property crime is already on the rise. Alexandra Cohen-Yarts is live at the Mirabou Park trailhead with some simple steps you can take now to make sure your summer fun doesn't turn into a costly nightmare.
That's right, Kirsten. This gorgeous weather has many of us wanting nothing more than to get outside, hit the trails, go for a hike. Now, that can make it easy to leave our valuables inside of our cars. However, officers tell me that this leaves a window of opportunity for criminals who might be prowling around the area looking for those valuable items inside of cars. Now, these crimes most often happen at trailheads, parks, or even at our homes.
This heat might have you in a hurry to get to your next adventure. And for many of us, the nice weather is a welcomed gift. But unfortunately, it has for years come at a cost.
The crime increases this time of year because it's easy.
Lieutenant Jeff Isaac with the Liberty Lake Police Department says his city can see an increase in crime of around 50% during the warmer months, with the uptick starting as early as April.
Whether it be the 4th of July, or Barefoot in the Park events, there's many different things out here that attract others, and so we see that significant increase.
While vehicle prowlings are frequent, it is not the only kind of property crime that police say you should be aware of. This beautiful weather might have you out sprucing your yard and maybe forgetting to do this: lock your garage. A mistake that can lead to a police call.
Crimes of opportunity. Be a good neighbor. If you see that your neighbor's garage door is open, be a good neighbor and let them know, hey, did you mean to leave your door open?
While all this is scary, there are things in your control officers advise you to do. Always securing your belongings, checking in on those around you, and
just making sure communication is open between the neighbors and the police.
And the biggest way that communication can be done is by reporting anything suspicious or if you have been a victim of property crime. Now, you can find the numbers for Crime Check of all the cities in Spokane County on our website at KXLY.com. For now, reporting live, Alexandra Cohen-Yarts, 4 News Now.
Alexandra, thank you. Police need your help finding 3 missing girls from Wenatchee. Police say these girls, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia Decker, ages 9, 8, and 5, were last seen Friday night leaving with their father, Travis Decker. Police say they never returned, and no one has been able to contact him since. Authorities have issued an endangered missing person alert saying this is out of character, and they are concerned for the girls' safety. Decker is believed to be living out of his car, a white 2017 GMC Sierra pickup with Washington plates. The children's mother released a statement reading in part, quote, "I just want the girls back home safe and sound. That is the most important thing to me." If you've seen these girls, their father, or that truck, call Wenatchee Police or 911 right away. That contact information along with the plate number of Decker's truck is on KXLY.com tonight. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joining me now. Chris, I hear we need to remember and get in the habit of our sunscreen regimen.
Sunscreen, hydration. It is going to be a warm week ahead. In fact, we're going to see these temperatures really jump almost 10 degrees by this time next week. Our highs today, 70 in Spokane, 71 in Coeur d'Alene, which is just about average. But we stayed in the 60s in Pullman, St. Mary's. It was 68 today in Bonners Ferry, 77 in Moses Lake, and 75 in Omak. Tomorrow, these temperatures are going to climb a little bit. 70s and a few more 80s on the map, including 75 in Bonners Ferry, 76 in Colville, 80s in Omak, Grand Coulee, Wenatchee, and Moses Lake, 83 tomorrow in Lewiston. Right around the Spokane area, temperatures ranging from 72 at Spirit Lake to 78 in 9 Mile, 77 in Meade. As well as in Spokane Valley. Hour by hour, your Tuesday forecast. Skies aren't going to be perfectly clear. We'll be partly to mostly sunny, already in the 50s by 7 a.m. after a morning low down in the 40s. We have a sunrise in the 4 o'clock hour, so we get warming up pretty fast these days. Almost 70 by noon. We're heading to that high of 74 degrees. Again, partly to mostly sunny skies throughout the day. I will be back with your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes. Kirsten.
All right, see you then, Chris. Spokane Valley is rearranging part of its budget to pay for a lawsuit against one of its own city council members. The city's lawsuit against council member Al Merkel is expected to cost between $50,000 and $100,000. Derek Strom found out how the city's public safety budget is changing to pay for legal costs.
We are not defunding the police. The police budget has grown exponentially over the last few years.
The city of Spokane Valley is taking money from its public safety budget to cover the cost of investigating and suing council member Al Merkel. Merkel has come under fire for his use of social media to post city business, and the city is accusing him of altering or deleting public records. The investigation and lawsuit are expected to cost the city upwards of $300,000.
I think that we are radically missing an opportunity to continue to fund our police departments. We are defunding the police department with this proposal.
Merkel was the only council member to vote against adjusting the budget. The Spokane Valley Police Department believes the cuts the city is making won't affect its staff.
We have never had a layoff as far as the city goes, so we didn't want to touch any of the existing employees by any means. So we looked for areas where we had vacancies or openings.
The city of Spokane Valley says these types of budget adjustments happen at least once or twice a year, and they don't expect this one to affect the Spokane Valley police force in any way because they were planning on replacing 14 cars, but they only needed to replace 12, so they don't need to include that in the budget any longer.
We're deferring a position that has newly established that we've never filled yet, and it's an analyst position, so it's not an officer. So we're maintaining our commitment to public safety, trying to get more officers on the street to improve that response time.
The city says it has an insurance policy that could cover lawsuits, but that only applies to the city being sued, not when the city is filing a lawsuit. Councilmember Laura Padden hopes this lawsuit against Merkel will hold him accountable for not following council rules. In Spokane Valley, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
Well, the Commerce Secretary says the president's tariffs aren't going anywhere despite a growing legal fight.
President's going to win like he always does.
With a 90-day pause set to expire and tensions rising with China, what this could mean for trade and your wallet coming up. Plus, construction is underway on dozens of new multifamily homes in Spokane's East Central neighborhood. Why one neighbor says the project is long overdue, and the city vote that could make these homes more affordable. Next on 4 News Now.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+. 4 News Now is brought to you by Mainstream Electric Heating, Cooling, Plumbing.
This is him. You need an eye exam.
Wait weeks for an appointment?
Now that's criminal.
Word on the street is at Stanton Optical, you don't have to wait for an eye exam. 2 pairs of glasses and a free eye exam for $79 all same day. Stanton Optical, easy's our thing.
Now that's Montana Sapphire from Phillipsburg, Montana.
You'll love Yachtly Crew, a 7-piece SoCal band who has started a nationwide yacht rock craze. Live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, July 3rd. George Thorogood and the Destroyers bring their roof-shaking rock party to the Coeur d'Alene Casino live Thursday, July 31st. Winter Music Nashville's multi-platinum star Gabby Barrett is an unstoppable force in country music and will be live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, August 14th. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
Okay, people, admit it. You love your game shows. I love game shows. We all love game shows.
It's showtime.
What don't you know?
Just when you thought you knew everything about game shows.
A show about game shows. So special.
My guilty pleasure.
Anything goes.
Making whoopee.
It's better than sex.
Well, now, Jerry, I'm not sure about all that, but it is gonna be good.
Welcome to the game show.
Tuesday night on ABC.
You're welcome.
And stream on Hulu.
4 News Now and STCU are recognizing volunteers who make a difference in our community. Today we honor Cindy Perger. She manages the My Bag program, which provides everyday necessities for children whose families have abused or neglected them.
Cindy is a devoted volunteer, helping hundreds of children get the essentials they need as they transition into foster care.
I see the backpacks on the shelf ready to go, and it's very satisfying to know that we're here helping those kids.
Thanks to STCU for helping make sure volunteers count.
At Stanton, get a 1-month supply of Clarity One Day for only $69. Plus a free contact lens eye exam. That's a whole lot of savings. That is our best deal yet. Book your eye exam today. Stanton Optical. Easy's our thing.
New housing units are coming to East Central Spokane. A city council vote tonight could determine if some of them are affordable housing units. Madeline Mullins has the story.
Heavy machinery, a new sidewalk, and construction cones are all that sit on this empty plot of land in East Central Spokane. But they signal that more is moving in.
And I think it's going to be great for the community to have something like this.
56 multifamily apartments, and if approved by City Council, over a dozen of those will be affordable housing. Housing that some living in East Central Spokane say is needed.
I lived up here for quite a long time, and it's kind of been put on the back burner for many years.
And all of this is possible through Spokane's multifamily tax exemption. The program gives developers a tax exemption in exchange for renting some of their units at a price point that someone who makes 80 to 115% of the area median income could afford. If you're a household of 4 taking home anywhere between $78,000 to $112,000, you would qualify for one of these affordable housing units.
We have over 2,600 units of less than market rate that have been basically provided because of this incentive tool.
This program aims to develop areas that have been underinvested in.
East Central, again, as beautiful as the neighborhood is one of the neighborhoods that has been divested and neglected when it comes to the economic mobility. And so being able to see that pour back into the community is so welcome and is so needed.
Areas that benefit from its residents having a stable place to call home.
I grew up poor also myself, and so I know what it's like to move around a lot when you're a kid. I think it's a big deal. It's a big problem.
This project on 10th Avenue in East Central is just one of many across the city and throughout the neighborhood. Right now, there are over 700 multifamily units that were approved in 2024 and in the process of being built. The city of Spokane is excited for that number to grow. In Spokane, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
Lawmakers in Olympia also took steps to try and find possible solutions to our ongoing housing crisis, including passing the rent stabilization law. This law caps rent increases at either 7% plus inflation or 10%, whichever one is cheaper. Supporters say the legislation is intended to prevent excessive rent increases as people struggle to keep up with increasing housing costs, while others say it's going to hurt supply, with some landlords saying they would consider selling their properties. If you're on the hunt for a new home, a new study suggests the market may now be in your favor.
The housing market is weakening, and it's really shifting right now.
Why some cities are seeing more homes than buyers, and what it means for your next move, tonight at 6:30.
Your evening forecast, 70 degrees at 7 o'clock. Temperatures just about average, with clear skies will drop quickly into the 50s by 11 with light winds and a possible aurora. I'll tell you about the odds and have your 7-day forecast after the break.
And before we go, we want to remind you ABC is home of the NBA Finals between the Indiana Pacers and Oklahoma City Thunder. That means 2 former Zags will be going head-to-head for the right to call themselves an NBA champion. Game 1 is Thursday, with coverage beginning at 5 o'clock.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. 4 News Now is brought to you by Post Falls ER and Hospital.
BECU wants to help celebrate your dad this June with the Fantastic Father's Day contest. Send us a photo of your father and tell us the impact he's had on your life. He'll be entered for a chance to win a $100 gift card to Agers Meats. Fantastic Fathers, brought to you by BECU.
If the name
wasn't obvious enough. The DQ sauced and tossed chicken strip basket is tossed in your choice of honey barbecue or new buffalo. That means layers of flavor from the top, bottom, left, right, inside, outside, and everywhere in between. Delicious from every angle. That's the Sauce and Toss Chicken Strip Basket, available in honey barbecue or new buffalo. Hurry in and try them today, only at DQ.
This week, Keanu Reeves takes on GMA.
Oh yeah, looking forward to that.
Plus, Super Bowl champ Saquon Barkley, Sydney Sweeney, Julianne Moore, and Zoe Saldana are all live on
Buenos Dias, America.
I'm JJ. I'm Tyler. We're with Kiona Vineyards, and we're here at Yokes Fresh Market. Our grandparents planted the first vineyard on what would become Red Mountain. Some of our legacy cultivars include Cabernet Sauvignon, Lemberger, and Chenin Blanc. The Lemberger is really exciting, right? It has really high red and blue fruit profile to it. We are a big little winery. Yokes has been a beautiful match for us culturally.
Check out Kiona Wines at Yokes Fresh Market.
Now, playing your favorite games at Northern Quest could be the start of something big. Big as in a new Chevy Silverado 2500 heavy-duty pickup. It's our $120,000 payload payday. Just play daily to enter, and you could win your choice of a new Chevy Silverado or a truckload of cash. But then, how would you haul it home? You'll figure it out. The $120,000 payload payday, only at Northern Quest.
Are you moving? Make it easy with Dan the Moving Man. Reliable, efficient, and stress-free. Dan is your locally owned, trusted household and piano moving partner. Visit danthemovingmanwa.com for your free quotes today.
Welcome back. Sunny, bright. I'm getting a little bit of sunburn, honestly, at this point in the season.
It's hard not to. The sun is quite strong this time of year, but take care because there's a lot more coming in your forecast. 4 things to know. A possible aurora borealis tonight. We have a warming trend this week. No sign of the rain that was what we really need, and it is going to be a hot graduation weekend. Something to plan ahead for. Think about how you're going to keep your graduates hydrated and cool so they don't get a little dizzy after a bunch of names being read. I want to talk about the aurora borealis tonight. We had a great one last night. Likely not as exciting tonight. This is a look at the KP index. It's a measure of global geomagnetic radiation that helps, or geomagnetic activity that helps decide how strong the aurora is going to be. And this morning early it was up around 8, which is quite high. In order to be visible in the inland northwest, it has to be at least a 5, which it was for the first part of the day. Right now it is down around a 4 and is expected to be up about a 5 for the rest of the night. So visible, but not especially strong to the point that you can't miss it. So just something to keep in mind as you head out. And it will not be a cloudless sky later tonight. We'll have a few clouds drifting through. Satellite right now shows mainly mountain clouds around the region, and those are starting to deteriorate as we get closer to sunset. Here's what's going on with our weather pattern. We are right on the far eastern flank of a ridge of high pressure that is centered well off the coast, and that puts us in a northwesterly flow. That's why our temperatures, despite all the sunshine today and the warm weekend, we're running just a little bit below average in some spots. Now, this ridge of high pressure is going to be building in over the next few days, so our temperatures are going to be increasing. In fact, heading up to possibly the warmest readings of the season by the time we're into this time next week. We've had an 88-degree day in Spokane, 89 on Monday, and possibly even our first 90-degree day, which would be a little bit early. Here's the average date of our first 90-degree day in Spokane, June 19th. So it would be early, but not unthinkable to hit 90 degrees. Your planning forecast then. in and out of the clouds over the next few days, but more sun than clouds with that gradual and steady warming trend. Those are mortar boards flying up to indicate the delight of graduating high school, which many kids are going to be doing this weekend, Kirsten, including 2 of mine.
That's right. We celebrate all of the graduates, but especially those 2.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Well, the U.S. Commerce Secretary says the president's tariffs are not going away. This comes as a legal battle is brewing over the president's authority to impose tariffs by using economic powers. In an interview on Fox News, Secretary Howard Lutnick says even if the tariffs are blocked in court, he believes there are ways to implement them.
President's going to win like he always does. But rest assured, tariffs are not going away. He has so many other authorities that even in the weird and unusual circumstance where this was taken away, we just bring on another or another or another.
The 90-day pause on the president's sweeping tariffs, which imposed levies on more than 100 countries, is set to expire early next month. This is all happening as the administration is negotiating potential trade deals with several countries. President Trump recently said that China has, quote, totally violated its trade agreement, leading to an apparent halt in talks between the 2 countries. In response to those comments, China accused the United States of, quote, provoking new economic and trade frictions. While this trade war plays out, major retailers like Walmart are starting to raise their prices. People are sharing pictures online of sharp price hikes. Business Insider highlighting this Jurassic World T-Rex toy, the price jumping from about $40 to $55. This doll now costing nearly $50, up from $35 in March, and this fishing reel now costing nearly $84 compared to around $58 in April, a 45% jump. Walmart saying it will keep prices as low as it can for as long as it can. Other retailers like Target, Costco, and Best Buy feeling the pressure, warning they plan to hike prices in the coming weeks to offset tariffs. The 4th week of testimony is underway in the federal sex trafficking and racketeering trial of Sean Diddy Combs. His former assistant, testifying under the pseudonym Mia, was on the stand for much of the day. ABC's Rena Roy is outside the courthouse with the details.
Today, an intense cross-examination for the former assistant of Sean Diddy Combs, who's testifying under the pseudonym Mia. Defense attorney Brian Steele attempting to discredit her in front of the jury, suggesting her claims that she's a victim of Combs' brutality aren't true. She replied, everything I've said in this courtroom is true. Mia has testified Combs physically, verbally, and sexually assaulted her repeatedly for years. Steele producing texts Mia sent years after leaving her job as Combs' assistant, as recently as 2022, texting, happy holidays and I love you. Steele saying you're not under the grip of Mr. Combs at that time, but Mia disagreed, testifying, no, I still was psychologically. The defense also pointed out Mia didn't bring up her sexual assault allegations until after Combs' former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, filed her civil lawsuit against Combs. The defense suggesting she wanted to join the, quote, Me Too money grab against Mr. Combs. Prosecutors calling the defense's cross-examination harassing and embarrassing, accusing Steele of yelling at Mia and being sarcastic and argumentative. The judge said he saw no improper treatment, but did caution Steele about the form of his questions.
Look, the defense is doing their job. Witnesses aren't supposed to be badgered. They're not supposed to be humiliated, but they are supposed to be asked very tough questions. Mia's a very significant witness. She does a lot of damage to the Combs defense.
Prosecutors expected to pivot back to that infamous 2016 incident caught on surveillance video at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles, where Combs is seen kicking and dragging Cassie Ventura. Hotel employees expected to take the stand to testify about the incident, with prosecutors trying to prove Combs used money, power, threats, and violence to coerce women into sex.
Combs has denied any wrongdoing and has pleaded not guilty to all charges against him. He's maintained that all sexual encounters were consensual. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Well, still ahead, a big night for the big unit. Mariners legend Randy Johnson gets his number retired. Hear what he has to say about joining the ranks of all-time greats coming up in sports. And the housing market is shifting as home sellers now outnumber buyers by nearly 500,000. What that means if you're looking to buy or sell. Plus, Plus, a man accused of a Molotov cocktail attack on a pro-Israel march in Boulder, Colorado, appears in front of a judge for the first time. The new charges he's facing and how long investigators say he's been planning this attack. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
What's for dinner? Shop Fred Meyer for appetizing ingredients and big savings, like $600 in digital coupons and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
My feet hurt so bad in the morning, I couldn't even put my feet on the floor. So I built all this together to engineer a solution to my pain. Finally, I went to Good Feet, and they gave me this.
Good Feet arch supports, engineered for pain relief, personally fitted for you.
The Book of Mormon is the best musical of this century. The 9-time Tony Award winner is genius, brilliant, phenomenal. The Book of Mormon is the funniest musical of all time. It's the gold standard for comedy that goes further than any other comedy in history. You won't believe how funny it is. You won't believe how much heart it has. And when it's over, you won't believe how much you'll want to see it again. The Book of Mormon, June 3rd through 7th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice, relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning. So you're looking for something to do? We got you. Want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you wanna do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Go to Lake Casino. At the Go to Lake Casino. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
When I was told I needed radiation treatment for a brain tumor, I couldn't stop thinking about what could happen to my memories. Those moments I cherish from growing up, of finding myself, of the people I love, of what I've created. Could they all just fade away? But when I learned how precise treatment was with Gamma Knife, I was reassured that those moments would be preserved. Because it's not only about protecting the memories I've made, but the ones I have yet to create.
4 News Now and STCU are teaming up to highlight and congratulate high school and college graduates. Send us a photo of your senior and 10 lucky students will be chosen to win a $50 gift card from STCU. Enter your senior photo today at KXLY.com.
What's for dinner? Shop Fred Meyer for appetizing ingredients and big savings, like $600 in digital coupons and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
4 News Now is brought to you by STCU and Volunteers Count.
He said he wanted them all to die. He had no regrets, and he would go back and do it again.
The man accused of throwing Molotov cocktails at a group of Jewish community members in Boulder, Colorado, is now facing felony hate crime charges. The attack left 12 people hurt. 2 are still in the hospital tonight.
Making his first appearance in a Boulder County courtroom, 45-year-old Mohammed Solomon is now charged, including with federal hate crime counts.
Mr. Solomon stated that he had been planning this attack for a year. And he acted because he hated what he called the Zionist group.
At the scene of the attack today, city crews using pressure washers to clean off burn marks left behind by the makeshift flamethrower and Molotov cocktail-type devices Solomon is accused of using to attack his victims.
And when he was interviewed about the attack, he said he wanted them all to die. He had no regrets, and he would go back and do it again.
Authorities say there were at least 12 victims. 2 remain hospitalized, critically injured, but they are expected to survive. The Department of Homeland Security says Solomon is in the country illegally after overstaying a work permit. In a social media post responding to the attack, President Trump writing, "It will not be tolerated." Witnesses retelling what it was like as Solomon allegedly attacked the group during a pro-Israel march.
I saw fire, I saw people falling and screaming and crying and tripping.
The attack in Boulder coming only 2 weeks after 2 Israeli embassy staff members were shot and killed in Washington, and weeks after the firebombing attack on the governor's mansion in Pennsylvania. Court records say Solomon told police he had learned how to make Molotov cocktails by researching them on YouTube and that he had specifically targeted the group. Alex Stone, ABC News, Boulder, Colorado.
Pressure is mounting for Senate Republicans to pass President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill.
I just can't support something that actually increases the deficit.
Why some Republicans say the math doesn't add up and what it could mean for people on Medicaid still ahead. And from lake days to camping getaways, summer adventures are in full swing already, but one spark in an RV, camper, or boat can turn deadly. The life-saving checks to make sure you do before you hit the road or the water. Next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. Watch Judy Justice weekdays at 3 on KXLY ABC4.
Judy Justice is now in session right here.
Judy Justice is brought to you by Russell and Hill. Injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Call 1-800-LAW-0842.
Touch can mean so many things, even for children with moderate to severe eczema. Touch can stir a sense of wonder, can make a ride go smoothly, and make a smile stretch ear to ear. Dupixent can help your child stay ahead of eczema with clearer skin and noticeably less itch. When a touch is all in good fun, Dupixent helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your child's skin from within. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists. Help your child feel the heal and see the difference. Reach out to your child's eczema specialist today.
From London to New York and around the world, from the stage to the big screen, the worldwide phenomenon returns. The original, record-breaking production returns to Spokane. Mamma Mia! Celebrate the 25th anniversary of the most exhilarating smash hit musical ever. Fall in love all over again with Mamma Mia. Coming to First Interstate Center for the Arts June 17th through 22nd. Get tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Do you have a favorite high school athlete that deserves special recognition? Go to KXLY.com. Vote for your favorite female and male athlete. Each winner will receive Papa Murphy's Pizza for a whole month. 4 News Now, Player of the Month, brought to you by Papa Murphy's Pizza.
After a 12-year-old girl took her own life, her mother turned to 4 News Now. We investigated what went wrong and devoted our entire newsroom to finding answers, highlighting the people and places ready to help. 4 News Now didn't just cover a tragedy. We started a conversation. Visit KXLY.com for tools, resources, and real help. Teens in crisis. The conversation continues on 4 News Now. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Warm weather means summer adventures, and many of us pulling out our boats, campers, and RVs. But just last year, the Washington Fire Marshal reported 453 fires involving recreational vehicles, killing 7 people. Just this weekend, a boat fire broke out in Kootenai County. Hunter Bertram shows us the crucial steps to take now to help prevent a tragedy and keep your summer safe.
In the inland Northwest, it's a joy to get out in summer and enjoy the nature that basically sprawls every corner of our area. However, it's important to take the time now to get what you need to adventure safely this summer.
Whether you're heading out on the water or hitting the road in your RV, no one is immune from disaster. A single spark can ruin a summer day. Last year, hundreds of recreational vehicles burned in Washington. Many of those incidents were preventable. Cheryl Dimmick, camp host at Riverside State Park this summer, says it's easy to get complacent.
We get complacent and we don't test our we don't test our batteries and our smoke detectors. We don't test our fire extinguishers.
She stresses being prepared, testing smoke alarms now, and knowing your fire exits, plus making sure your safety tools work and you know how to use them.
You know where it is, that it's functioning, and you know how to use it. Having a fire extinguisher is great, but if you don't know how to use it, it doesn't help you.
Mike at 9 Mile Recreational Area keeps his extinguisher by the camper door, ready for anything. It's also important to keep gas appliances off while driving or fueling up, and to check your electrical and propane systems for leaks or damage before you go. For boaters, preparation is just as critical for safety. On Saturday, a boat burned on Lake Coeur d'Alene. Everyone was safe, but the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office reminds you to keep fire extinguishers on board. And don't just have life jackets. Make sure they're easy to grab. Seconds count.
The other thing is just personal safety. Stay aware, stay hydrated.
Even on the water, hydration matters. When you're dehydrated, your attention can slip, making summer fun more dangerous.
Stay hydrated, take care of yourself, and have fun.
In Spokane County, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
Well, in Washington, lawmakers are slashing $60 million for the Department of Natural Resources as fire agencies everywhere are gearing up for what could be a long wildfire season ahead. That money is a part of the agency's Fire Prevention and Response Fund. And while the agency says they expect to be okay this summer, it needs that funding to be reinstated.
It's important that the legislature addresses the hole they've created in the funding here moving forward.
Why were these cuts made to begin with, and what do they mean for our safety this summer? Jordan Smith answers those questions tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joining me now, and we're talking about very warm temperatures ahead.
Yes, warm temperatures and very dry weather as well. Temperatures today actually running just about average, if not a hair below. It is 70 right now in both Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, and that has been our high so far today in Spokane. We did get up to 71 in Coeur d'Alene. Clear skies. What a beautiful view here over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena and down I-90 looking to the east there on the Veterans Memorial Bridge. Gosh, what a beautiful scene there, and 70 degrees. Now, our forecast radar, you're not going to see many returns except over some of the mountain areas, but I do want to show you that it is not going to be a cloudless sky tomorrow. In fact, as we get into 7 a.m., you can see some of those clouds on a northwesterly flow moving through the region. We'll be in and out of the clouds a little bit, but nothing coming out of those clouds other than an isolated mountain shower tomorrow. That is always possible when we have that northwesterly flow, but we'll be dry around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene and the other towns. Here's 5 o'clock tomorrow with partly cloudy conditions. 52 degrees at 7 a.m. That's after a morning low down in the 40s with a sunrise in the 4 o'clock hour. We start warming up early in the day, partly to mostly sunny conditions throughout your Tuesday. That high of 74 compares to an average high of 71. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast and your 8 to 14-day outlook in just a few minutes. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. Home sellers in the U.S. now outnumber buyers by the largest margin in 12 years. That is according to a new report from Redfin. The data is an early indication the housing market may be experiencing a slowdown. CNN's Michael Yoshida explains what that could mean for both buyers and sellers.
An analysis from real estate company Redfin shows U.S. home sellers now outnumber buyers by nearly 500,000.
This really is showing us that the housing market is weakening and it's really shifting right now.
Redfin's Chen Zhao says the seller's market we've experienced since the pandemic is now flipping. High home prices, elevated mortgage rates, along with rising economic uncertainty have buyers being more cautious, and some simply priced out of the market, meaning the days of multiple offers above asking price and sellers offering no concessions may be in the rear view for many cities across the U.S.
We looked at the 50 most populous U.S. metros, and we found that 31 of them are buyers markets. That means in those markets, there's a lot more sellers than there are buyers.
So what does this mean if you're a seller?
Time is not on your side right now. Sell earlier rather than later. And it's really important to price your home correctly for the current market and not use comps that are outdated, because you don't want your home to sit.
For buyers, unlike the last few years, Zhao says you now have more power to negotiate deals on price, commissions, and more.
You really have an opportunity now. There's a lot more inventory on the market, so you have a lot more to choose from to find a home that you like. And once you find that home, there's a good opportunity to negotiate right now.
In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
Well, the Seattle Mariners are back at the top of their division, and a lot of the credit goes to their catcher.
Cal Raleigh is one of the best in the business right now, and he is getting some very deserved league recognition today. Coming up next in sports, why Raleigh could already be in the early MVP candidate talks.
I'm ABC's Perry Russell in Washington. Some Senate Republicans say they have a big problem with President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill. We'll tell you what it is coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Beat the heat. Always water before 10 a.m. or after 6 p.m.
At Parker Toyota, our commitment to you begins the moment you drive off the lot in your new vehicle.
We have more Toyota Master Diagnostic technicians than anyone in the Northwest.
That means our technicians are the most experienced at identifying and fixing any mechanical issues, ensuring that your Toyota receives the care it deserves.
Open 7 days a week. Call or go online to schedule your appointment at parkertoyota.com.
I felt like there was just no answers to get out of the anxiety and the depression that I had.
I was suicidal all the time, thinking about it nonstop, every day, every moment.
Depression and anxiety rob millions of us of our day-to-day lives, but nothing seems to pull you out of it. Introducing Neurostim TMS, Washington's leading provider of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS therapy. At Neurostim TMS, we treat the root of the problem with a series of short daily treatments. Using a non-invasive magnetic field, TMS activates the natural function of the brain's neurotransmitters to improve mood and regulate emotion. TMS is not shock therapy. It's an FDA-approved, easy outpatient experience and covered by all major medical insurances.
There's nothing better than just being able to enjoy life again.
The treatment just completely, fundamentally changed my life.
Visit neurostimtms.com today or call to schedule your free consultation at any of our 12 Washington state locations.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
When LASIK eye surgery goes bad, it's popular and considered safe. But these parents say what happened to their son should be a warning.
The damage that is done cannot be fixed.
Next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
For the team ready to conquer the grandest stage, immortality awaits. An unforgettable journey is nearing its finale. The NBA Finals begin June 5th on ABC.
The Mariners are back on a win streak after a successful series against the Minnesota Twins. It's been a full team effort for Seattle to get back on track. But there's one player who's clearly standing out above the rest. Sydney Berger joins us in studio with which Mariner is already in MVP talks.
Well, Kirsten, it's still a little bit early to have a clear MVP candidate in mind, but if Cal Raleigh continues adding to this absolute monster season he's having so far, it's going to be pretty hard to count him out. Raleigh leads the league in home runs with 23 after this weekend, and now he's getting the much-deserved praise. Raleigh was named AL Co-Player of the Week today after 6 home runs, 6 runs, and 10 RBIs. The catcher is playing some of his best baseball right now and stringing together one of the best seasons the MLB has ever seen from a catcher. This weekly award was just his first of his career, but it certainly won't be Raleigh's last if he continues to play like he is. Prior to this season, Raleigh signed a $106 million extension to stay in Seattle, and the Big Dumper has become a pretty big deal ever since. The Mariners are back up to the plate tomorrow against the Orioles at 6:40.
That will set Mariner history. Here comes the left-hander's wide. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Swing! It's over! He has done it!
On this day 35 years ago, former Mariner and Hall of Famer Randy Johnson threw the first no-hitter in Seattle's franchise history. Today, the Mariners announced they will be honoring Johnson in 2026 by retiring his number 51. If you can recall, there's another number 51 being retired this August. That's former Mariner outfield Ichiro Suzuki. Johnson said today he wanted to make sure ownership didn't interfere with Ichiro's day while planning Johnson's, and that's why they're waiting till 2026.
I know the significance of Ichiro
and his accomplishments, and I didn't want to interfere with his Hall of Fame induction this year or his number retirement this year.
Johnson spent 10 seasons with the Mariners before reluctantly being traded in 1998. He did clear that up today for us. He did not want to leave Seattle. Throughout his career with 7 different teams, though, Johnson earned a World Series MVP, 5 Cy Young Awards, a Hall of Fame induction, and is a 10-time All-Star. The date of his jersey retirement will be announced at a later time. We're just 3 days away from tip-off between the Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. These two teams have a few things in common, and that starts with some Gonzaga ties. OKC's Chet Holmgren and Indiana's Andrew Nembhard are both former Zags, which makes Gonzaga the only school with a starter on both teams in the finals. The two also played together in the 2021-22 season, where they went 28-4 and ended their NCAA championship run in the Sweet 16. Now an even bigger championship is on the line. Something else these two teams have in common: both have yet to win an NBA title. It all goes down right here on KXLY. You can watch Game 1 of the NBA Finals this Thursday with tip-off from Oklahoma City at 5:30. All this basketball talk, we need to bring the reminder up about Hoop Fest here in Spokane. Also a pretty big deal. You got 2 days to get in it. June 4th is the deadline. Today's Monday, deadline Wednesday to sign your team up if you haven't already done so. And
we're lucky it wasn't today.
I know, because we're still trying to decide if we're in it.
Yeah. Well, I bet you can guess if we're going to be in it. I know some people, though, who need to get those signups done, so good reminder.
Pass the info.
Yeah, I'll pass along that news. Thanks, Sydney. Of course. Well, the Senate is back in session today, where there is Republican pushback on President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill. A handful of senators say they will not support it. ABC's Perry Russom is in our nation's capital with more.
Well, one major concern for some Senate Republicans is, as the bill is currently constructed, it adds trillions of dollars to the national deficit. Pressure building on Senate Republicans to pass President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill as a handful of senators signal they are not supporting it, including Senator Ron Johnson.
I just can't support something that actually increases the deficit, and that is what's going to happen right now as the bill's currently written.
As the bill is currently constructed, it promises to slash federal spending by $1.5 trillion. At the same time, by some estimates, it adds $3.8 trillion to the national deficit over the next 10 years, with cuts to Medicaid and food assistance. Republican Senator Rand Paul on CBS.
Well, the math doesn't really add up. One of the things this big and beautiful bill is it's a vehicle for increasing spending for the military and for the border. It's about $320 billion in new spending. To put that in perspective, that's more than all the DOGE cuts that we found so far.
The bill extends Trump's 2017 tax cuts, allocates $50 billion to resume construction of the border wall, and speeds up Medicaid work requirements. According to the Nonpartisan Budget Office, more than 8 million Americans are projected to lose Medicaid coverage.
The governmental public health system is the core system that keeps communities safe and healthy. And if any part of that starts to shift, we could see direct and immediate impacts to the health of people on the ground.
Republican Senator Joni Ernst heckled at a town hall after saying the bill would prevent undocumented immigrants from receiving Medicaid.
They are not eligible, so they will be coming off. So people are not. Well, we all are going to die.
The bill has already passed the House, winning approval by a single vote. Senate Republicans do have the ability to change the bill, vote on it, approve it, then the bill goes back to the House, where there could be even more debate among Republicans. Perry Russom, ABC News, Washington.
4 things to know about your weather. It's going to be partly to mostly sunny tomorrow. We have a warming trend this week. No sign of rain. Takes us into a hot graduation weekend. A lot of people will be donning their cap and gown, and it is going to be toasty. I'll have your forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
You'll love Yachtley Crew, a 7-piece SoCal band who has started a nationwide yacht rock craze. Live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, July 3rd. George Thorogood and the Destroyers bring their roof-shaking rock party to the Coeur d'Alene Casino live Thursday, July 31st. Warner Music Nashville's multi-platinum star Gabby Barrett is an unstoppable force in country music and will be live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, August 14th. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
Lemonade, 50 cents. Time in the sun, 4 hours. Profit, $4.75. Why not make your money work as hard as you do? Get 3.5% APY with an Ascend checking account and let your hustle earn dividends. Visit p1fcu.org/earn to learn more.
Put some pep into it. This lemonade isn't going to sell itself.
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles for you, right here in America. And we're committed to keeping our lineup affordable and free from new tariffs. That's why we've lowered MSRP on our best-selling Rogue and Pathfinder. So you can get the car you want, at the price you want, knowing Nissan is here for you at the Nissan Summer Sales Event.
Now get up to $6,000 total savings on Frontier, or get 0% APR for 60 months on Pathfinder.
Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic is locally owned and operated and has been providing personalized, comfortable, and satisfying care to our clients for over 30 years. Our licensed denturists are trained in the latest techniques in the construction, development, and preparatory work of a denture. Full dentures, implant attachments, repairs, fittings, adjustments, we do it all. Every denture is made to look as close as possible to your natural teeth. With our knowledge and friendly staff, competitive costs, and quality of service, you'll leave Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic smiling.
Is it time to update your living spaces? Don't overspend at the big box store. Come see us at Consign Furniture. We have the largest selection of like-new consignment furniture in Liberty Lake. No long wait times on couches to dining sets, rugs, and more. And our team will deliver today. Inventory moves fast. Check us out online or stop by today.
Consign Furniture. It's the easy way to sell, smart way to buy.
Vineyard Park at South Hill, now open for independent living, assisted living, and memory care.
Well, here's some news you can use. Middle-aged women with a regular coffee habit could be setting themselves up to live longer and healthier. So this study looked at women in their 50s who were drinking 1 to 3 cups of caffeinated coffee a day, 1 to 3. It found they were more likely to reach older age free from major chronic diseases with good cognitive, physical, and mental health. More than 47,000 women were surveyed for 30 years, and the researchers plan to submit the study for peer review in the coming months. I think that's how we met, Chris. Drinking coffee.
You are absolutely right. We did. And yes, hooray.
Thank goodness. Some good news about coffee.
Well, I'm ahead of you on that journey, so see how I fare over the next 20 years or so, shall we? Oh, my goodness. Let's take a look at our high temperature today, 70 degrees. 71 is our average high. Man, we were in the mid-80s on Saturday, so quite a bit cooler. 49 is where we started the day. That's exactly average. Do you want to point out our sunrise and sunset times? Both remarkable. 4:56 for our sunrise, sunset, getting close to 8:45. Our high temperature trend over the next 7 days, we will be a little bit warmer tomorrow, 74. This is our average high right here, 76 on Wednesday. Then we have a pretty good jump into the 80s. Thursday, Friday up to 83, and then we're into the mid to upper 80s by the weekend, and might even have our first 90-degree day of the season on Monday, which would be a little early, but not too far off the mark. Our extended forecast, this is the 8 to 14 day outlook. We're in that medium orange, indicating at least a chance of above average temperatures through this region. And I'm actually pleased to see this, that there's not a big brown spot of above or below average precipitation. We're just gray, so nothing to indicate one way or the other. We could really use some moisture. Already the lawn is starting to look a little dry, and it's only the beginning of June, so we could use some rain. We'll hope that some show up, but there's none in the 7-day forecast. Tomorrow's high temperatures will be in the mid-70s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, 83 in Lewiston and Moses Lake, 82 in Grand Coulee, and 80 in Omak. There's going to be a lot more 80s on this map, and even 90s as we get into the week. Right around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area, however, it's all 70s, including 72 in Spirit Lake, 74 in Cheney, as well as Airway Heights, 73 in Spangle, 77 in Meade and Spokane Valley. Meanwhile, let's take a look at your planning forecast. We are going to stay in the 70s, as I mentioned, for the next couple of days, and not a cloudless sky. It'll be a mix of sun and clouds, mostly sunny on Thursday. We'll see some clouds increasing on Friday, but right now the weekend looks bright and sunshiny. These mortar boards being tossed in the air. There are many graduations, especially right in Spokane and Spokane Valley over the weekend. So should have no problems with your fun outdoor graduation activities over the next week. There's that 89 on Monday. It is going to be warm, Kirsten.
Yeah, hopefully we can find a little shade. All right, thank you, Chris. Well, June is Pride Month. Within the last few hours, the city of Spokane kicked off the celebration by raising the Pride flag above City Hall, and there are plenty of ways to celebrate. This Saturday, you can attend Pride in the Park in Coeur d'Alene at City Park, and then on the 13th, there's the Riverfront Pride Kickoff Show and the Pride Parade on the 14th. For a full list of events, head to KXLY.com. And before we go to break, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
NIU has been serving our community for over 50 years. It's a broad mix of cancer care. We see all kinds of urologic cancers and take care of those patients here.
The partnership we have allows us to deliver all the different options all in one place. With a new diagnosis of prostate cancer, you'll have all the options available, everything from the latest surgical options to the latest radiation options, and so we're happy to help with that.
Most patients are referred by their primary care doctors. Patients can certainly always pick up the phone and give us a call as well.
The Medellin Falls Bigfoot Festival, presented by the Kalispel Tribe of Indians, returns to Pend Oreille County June 14th and 15th. From Sasquatch-themed crafts to Bigfoot merchandise, a 5K fun run, and food vendors from across the region, this event is guaranteed to leave you amazed and entertained. Get your tickets to hear from the country's foremost experts about their Bigfoot sightings and fieldwork both Saturday and Sunday. The Medellin Falls Bigfoot Festival. For tickets and information, go to mfbigfoot.com.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.
Wherever you need us, American On Site.
Hi, I'm renovation expert Scott McGilvery. I know bath remodeling, and I've seen all the gimmicks. Buy now, half off, free installation. This is why I work with Bathfitter. With 40 years of experience and 2 million installs, I trust their integrity. Bathfitter gives you a fair price and sticks to it with a lifetime warranty. You don't need gimmicks, just a partner you can trust. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
I'm Chad Young from theeasyhomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With theeasyhomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
4 News Now is brought to you by Gold Seal Plumbing.
Coming up tonight on Nightside, eggs are pretty much everywhere in our favorite breakfast foods and baked into our favorite desserts. But should bird flu concerns change how you handle eggs? What health experts want you to know tonight on Nightside.
In the comfort zone, the 70s for the next couple of days with partly to mostly sunny skies. A little bit warmer Thursday and Friday, and then hot weather for the weekend into early next week.
And all those graduation caps flying is reminding me that the graduation that I went to in Southern California a few weeks back for my little sister, there were some wide-brimmed hats that the ladies were wearing. I recommend. Ooh. With all this sunshine.
Good idea. Yes.
Pretty